Hey guys, it's Monday. This will be our second week of our 4-3-2 wave. We'll be starting off today with some push press. No real percentages with this. You should go based off of previous weeks and what you hit there. Otherwise, maybe think about like 75 to 80% would be a good percentage to go by. But go by feel. Not every week you're gonna feel super strong or get stronger with the weight. So we've got 4 reps to start it off. We'll go front rack position. Make sure that bar is resting right behind those front delts. We want our elbows up and our rib cage down. Okay. We're starting off that push press with about a 2 to 3 inch dip here. Staying balanced in my foot. Okay. I'm not too far on the ball of my foot. I'm also not too far back from my heels either. Okay, I want to be pretty balanced, but I want to be driving through those heels. So I'll go into my dip here. I'm going to drive hard with my legs and pressing overhead. Okay, finish nice stacked position, elbows locked out, and my legs are locked out. Okay, with the push press, I'm never rebending in. Okay, that's a jerk there. All right, so I want to make sure I'm locking out the quads, transferring that energy through the bar and overhead. So we'll be going every 2 minutes there. Starting with 4 reps, then we'll go 3, then we'll go 2 reps, then we'll go back to 4-3-2, hopefully a little bit heavier than that first set. After that, we're gonna do a little conditioning piece. We have a chipper, okay? It'll be 30 pull-ups, 20 shoulder to overhead, then you've got 30 toe to bar, 20 shoulder to overhead, 30 ring dip, and then finishing off with 20 shoulder to overhead. So quite a bit of shoulder to overhead here. We'll be taking the bar from the ground. Starting off with pull-ups, kipping pull-ups if you got them, butterfly, kipping, whatever you want to do. But if you don't have that, we can always do the banded version. Get up on a bench, chair's not very stable here. Grab about halfway up, put that foot in, extend the leg, and then wrap that other leg over the banded leg, okay? We always want to go fully extended position here, driving those elbows back and getting that chin over bar, okay? Think about driving the bar to the chest, pulling the elbows back, and you're coming down in a controlled manner. If banded, maybe getting a little bit tough, you can always do jumping pull-ups. I like jumping pull-ups anyways, just because you can control how much leg drive you use here. So if I'm getting super tired and barely getting my chin over the bar, I just use more leg. Whereas a band, you get tired. You can't get that full range of motion there. Then we can always go to ring rows if need be, or maybe we start ripping, something like that, getting those shoulders pulled down and back, driving the elbows back, pulling the thumbs to the armpits. Okay, so after your 30 pull-ups, break that up into a couple sets there, few sets if you need to, just manageable sets. Then we're coming to a bar. We'll take it from the ground. You can power clean it into that front rack position. Shoulder to overhead is anything really. Strict press, push press, jerk, split jerk, okay? Most people will do a push press or a push jerk here. So if you're doing that first movement that we did, the push press, that's fine. Otherwise, we can go into a push jerk, fully stand before we bring the weight back down. Do that range of motion. Okay? You may need to do that in a few sets, totally fine. Put the bar down, take a rest, power clean it back up, and then go through the shoulder to overhead. After that, we're getting into toes to bar. So we're working on that kipping movement, going into that arch to hollow position here, okay? Keeping that rhythm. We want to be dynamic as we're trying to drive our feet to the bar, okay? Maybe we don't have that. We're working on just bringing our legs up as high as you can. Otherwise, bring the knees to the chest. But make sure you're being dynamic with it. As soon as those legs come back, you're bringing them back up again. And we can always revert to V-ups on the ground. Okay? After the toes bar, we'll go back into 20 shoulder to overhead. Then we'll go into ring dips, okay? So these can be kipping ring dips here. If you're working on kipping ring dips, make sure when you go down in that dip, we're driving the knees up and then pressing down, okay? You're using that momentum going up so that you can press yourself up rather than kicking down and pushing through. Okay, maybe you don't have that. We can always do our banded version of the dip. Grab as much band as you need. You can put a foot in here. Just make sure we're getting the biceps to the ring, fully extending. Otherwise, we could go into bench dips, okay? Or push-ups would be a fine option as well. And then you'll finish off with shoulder to overhead again. By that time, your triceps, shoulders are gonna be pretty smoked, but that'll be your chipper for the conditioning. After that, we'll get into a finisher here. We've got barbell rows. So you can use that same barbell here. Make sure we're getting a nice hinge in that hip, okay? We don't want to be up here. You're gonna get too much of a shrug going on the upper trap, okay? Make sure you're hinging at the hip, keeping that back tight. We're pulling the shoulders down, keeping the bar close to the body, and then driving the elbows back. Try to think about you going same line as your thigh angle as you pull. Okay? We'll do 8 of those, and then we'll finish off with some more core. We've got Jackknife Crunches. Okay? So keeping everything tight as you bring it in. It's your Monday.